Welcome to Absolutely PlayStation and Steam Gamers. I'm Houston, this is Coda, and today we're talking about app games and their scummy ad practices. You know the ones we're talking about. Pretty much any app game. So,
I mean, not entirely.
Not entirely,
It's more like,
you're right. But some of the bigger named companies do it too. So, to give you some context of what you're talking about.
The genre
It gives the genre a very bad name. And if you know anything about probably both of us, because we talk app games, we love them, we play them. And this practice is one of the reasons people have such trust issues with app games. So, to give you some context of what we're talking about, you're scrolling through Twitter, you're scrolling through Facebook, on YouTube, any of those things. You come across an ad.
You might have just watched an ad.
You might have just watched an ad for what we're talking about right now. Let us know if you did. Anyway, so it comes up. It's like, oh, play the game. Can you solve, like, only 0.13% of players can get past this level. Only 0.3% of players can solve this puzzle. And it's like you drag a little thing to drop money down or to drop lava. Or there's ones where it's like, oh, can you save yourself and the princess? Or there's some app games I've talked about that I love that have bad practices too with this that I have seen. But Coda, we'll start with some of your examples because you came up with the idea.
So, I mean, mine are a little bit less Christian oriented than what yours were.
There's also the app games that are like, hey, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Little racy.
Those were kind of the ones that I built my little list on.
And
so
those
I
work too.
went on Twitter. Right. I went on Twitter and just kept swiping until eventually I saw an ad and I downloaded it. And then I saw another ad. And I did this for 4 games. The first one that I want to talk about is called Campus Date Sim.
Yes, I have seen these ads. I know exactly what you're talking about.
The ad also, I mean, I didn't play it a lot. Not anything that happened in the damn game. It was like you having to like solve all these puzzles and whatnot. No. Here's how the game works. Have you ever played slot machines?
Yes.
That's the game. You get energy to spend on a slot machine to get money. You send this money to these girls to buy them like thousands of dollars worth of gift to get a picture of them. Then you can spend thousands of more dollars to talk to them after you sent them that gift. To maximize their little bar. You get like I did this for one girl. You get 4 pictures worth from her. The 3rd and 4th pictures are locked. Ooh, what could they be? It's just the same as the other 2 pictures. She's still fully It's such a scummy, stupid game that throws money options at you.
The world's oldest profession is what they say, and it still sells today. So, just not going to say it, but you know what I'm talking about.
So that to me, as far as like scummy game, is one of the worst offenders. It's a game that literally is constantly throwing like cheapo little 99 cents and you get your energy refilled or something like that constantly at you. The gameplay is garbage. It's just a slot machine.
Yeah.
For not real money. And it's poorly drawn. The character models and whatnot. It looks like shit.
And not only that, literally, the ad for the game doesn't show any of this.
Right.
The
ad for the game actually looks a little bit more interesting than the actual game that you get to play.
Yeah.
The next follower up is one that went a little bit viral this past year. It's a game called Lily's Garden. Now, this is the ads were made by a completely different company just to sell the game.
Oh, yeah. Most of these are.
Yeah. Unrelated stuff. The ads are like this, like, they're actually really entertaining. They're like a soap opera, like a late 90s soap opera that you'd watch. It has, like, adultery and, like, all this other, like, twists and turns and death, but they're not dead. Surprise! The game is Bejeweled, and you get to plant some flowers with points you get from playing Bejeweled.
You mean I'm not playing a soap opera?
No, you're not. All that, like, all the lore that's in these ads is not in the game.
All right. Another one I'll bring up. It's a little more PG. Mobile Legends likes to do this, where the ad will show you them summoning a new character. And what they do is it's like, do you want sexy or sophisticated? And then you click on one. Do you want this or this? And then you click on one. This or this, and then you click on another one. And then it summons you magically the highest star characters you can get. That's not how...
That perfectly matches what you wanted.
Yes. That's not how any summoning system works in any gacha game. I'll tell you that right now. What you do is you press a button and you pray to RN Jesus.
And you still get a 3-star.
Yes. So I guess the main point of this conversation, we don't need to go into all the app games that do this, is why are games like Mobile Legends, which is a decent idle RPG game. It's good.
Right.
Why are these games doing that to try and sell their game when it just makes it look worse?
I don't get it either, because, I mean, yes, sex sells and all, but, like, whenever I see those kinds of ads, I think that's all that kind of game is. One of the games that I tried, for my example, is a game called King's Throne. Because its ads were all like, make the damsel fall for you and stuff like that. But the gameplay is actually just a fun city builder. Yeah. Like, it's constantly throwing stuff at you. It's got a decent plot. One of the campaign missions I was playing through, this is one that I actually played for quite a bit because I was entertained. I was fighting against the Sheriff of Nottingham with Robin Hood. This is fun.
Yeah.
But then it has these ads.
And then there are ads like, can you solve this puzzle to get the treasure? Or things like that. And it's just like, that's not your game.
No.
I want to play your game.
You were saying that Punishing Gray Raven, which is a game that we were both talking about being really good.
And it's really good. So I just scrolled across, like, their whole system. I'm looking at it right now. It's not how the game really is. It's like S power, battle power, 8866. And like, that's not their interface. I know you can't really see it, but that's not the interface of the game. But they're like, come get your character. That's not as bad as some of them, kind of like I was saying with Mobile Legends. So in War of the Visions, there's summoning if you watch an ad, so you can get some materials and stuff. So I do it. And a game me and Benny love, we've talked about, had an ad nothing like the game. Arknights did this.
Yep.
It was like the same thing I described. You want sexy, sophisticated, things like that. It was another one of those things where you were like, oh, I want this and this and this. Oh, and you get this character. That's not how it works. There is a system in the game like that where you can be like, all right, I would like a guard AoE. Cross your fingers and hope in 9 hours you get a 5-star. But that's not the game. Like, the ad isn't showing the actual game.
I wonder if the explosiveness of Genshin Impact over this past year has been because their marketing is their game.
They show the game.
Yeah.
Why don't other people do that?
Especially when you have a good game like Arknights.
Arknights is fantastic.
Or Epic 7. Epic 7 has done the same kind of thing.
No, actually, Epic 7s haven't been as bad.
They haven't been as bad, but they have been a little bit misleading.
Because they show their actual, like, their in-game animation is what they show. Yeah. In their ads. It's not as, like, yes, you're right. I'm not going to try to defend it. They do some of the scummy ad practices as well. I guess the main part of this discussion, now that we're 10 minutes in, is like, why? Show me the game. Show me the actual game. Why are you lying about your gameplay?
Right.
And some of them are lying to. It doesn't look fun. I'm sorry. I don't need to be like, oh, if I pull this pin here, it falls the lava on or drops the lava onto the Minotaur, and then I could drop the water to make the lava turn to rock, and then I can get the treasure. No.
It's like a game for a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
That also, those type of games that you just described, if you play those, because I did play one, I played one called Erase One Part, where like you erase something and it completes a puzzle. They have an ad in between every level of that game.
Yes.
It's for other crappy games.
The big problem with app gaming is this. There's a lot of these quick buck games, I should say, because you get an ad after every single thing you do, because they make money out of every ad.
Right.
That is why app gaming has such a bad rap to it. Because, like you said, you clicked on 4 different ones, and none of them played like the ad at all.
No. And it's interesting because the gaming community gives a game like Raid Shadow Legends a very hard time because of their ad campaigns, because they're everywhere.
Yeah, but guess what?
But
that's the game.
Yeah, they're honest about what's in the game.
They're showing you their game. Who cares if every person is like, download Raid Shadow Legends? At least they're being honest. Because games aren't being honest with their ads anymore.
And there's also an interesting concept of, here on YouTube, we have to obey by terms of service, right?
Yes.
My Skahawk figure here is cutting it very close. But before this video, like I said, you could have watched an ad for one of these games.
You could have.
I have.
I have too. Like, it all depends. So
they got the money to throw at a company like YouTube from this also. Yeah, so I guess it's a working strategy.
But why aren't they selling their game is more what I say. Because you know what? A lot of the characters in this game meet the criteria you're trying to sell.
Right.
It's show those characters off. It's fine.
I don't know if there's an answer for it, because with games like Arknights, it's a solid game.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen that ad in a while. They might have finally stopped because they realized, oh, we've got a game. Let's just show them this.
Right.
But
even like this King's Throne, it's a solid game for what it is. But I guess it's just for virality, maybe?
It's gotta be. Because I don't see any other. They're clearly making money because I see their ads everywhere. So somebody's downloading it and either playing and spending money, or there's just that many ads in the game itself. They're just trying to make more by putting their ads everywhere.
Right.
But for games like Mobile Legends, Arknights, Punisher Grey Raven, they don't need it. Just show gameplay like Genshin does.
Right.
Because it's going to sell.
Just do what like Raid Shadow Legends does.
Yeah.
It's going to sell.
Like,
I'm
remembering gameplay.
FGO also did an Arknights like
did they
thing where
I haven't in a while. They're just showing, hey, you could summon this character now, which that's totally fine too, because
now it's very gameplay oriented, but it used to be like, oh, it had like a picture of Saber and it's like, oh, but what if you want her as a brunette, and it would change her to like a different servant. It's like, nope.
So I guess what we're getting out of this, just give real gameplay in your ads.
Yeah.
Like, you're giving app games the bad rap that they are slowly finally getting out of with games like Genshin and Pokemon Go and stuff like that. Like, they're finally helping to get the app games out there to the masses. But then you got games like Campus Life being like, hoo hoo hoo, or the erase thing. It's like, oh, if you erase all the way, maybe you're see
such a smarty. Look at you.
No, just show the real stuff.
Pokemon Go has misleading advertisements, right? You don't actually go out and catch the Pokemon. You have to throw a ball on your phone.
Okay, that's pushing the line.
So Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about the current app market as far as their ads and whatnot? Let us know in the comments section down below.
And let us know if you've got an app game ad right before this, because that would be really funny. Anyway, I'm Houston. This is Coda. Thanks for tuning in. Absolutely PlayStation and Steam gamers, and we'll catch you next time.